everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to attempt to make a video with my daughter running around, so if you hear a bunch of noise, sorry about that. So people have been asking me lately, what workouts do I do? What have I done along my 40-pound weight loss? So I figured I would just quickly talk about that here. So I mentioned previously in one of my videos that how I got started on this whole thing was I was in a hotel room in Orlando and there was an infomercial for Insanity Max 30. So I'd never heard of it before or Beachbody or anything like that. And so I was watching the infomercial, and basically the idea was just to like do a little bit more like time-wise than you did the day before. And I really liked that because I felt like at that point I was so out of shape that even if I set my goal to be a minute, then I would just have to do a minute and 1 second the next day. And so I could start and take really small baby steps, and that's what appealed to me. So I ordered it literally right then and there, and then as soon as I got it, I started. And then I actually quit because I was like gaining weight while I was doing it, because I was still eating really bad, and I didn't know that at that point, how uneducated I was. I didn't know that if you worked out, you still had to eat well. Ding, 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 you actually do. I was told my whole life, if you exercise, you can eat whatever you want. Well, I think that applied to when I was a kid, but not now. So anyways, I quit after that, and then a year later, I hate that I waited a year, because I'd be at my goal weight right now. But a year later, I decided to do it again, and this time eat right. So I did, and I started losing weight, so I knew that I was doing the right thing. I did gluten-free. That's what I'm talking about. I did gluten-free, dairy-free, and then I started definitely seeing results from there. So that was Insanity Max 30, and I started, and I was so unbelievably out of shape that I literally paused the video like 15, 20, 30 times because I felt like I just couldn't breathe, and I was so overwhelmed, and I was like, this is crazy. So I would just pause it whenever I felt like that and just take a minute to breathe. And so I went from pausing it a bajillion times to pausing it less, to pausing it less, to pausing it less, to the point that I actually didn't have to pause it at all. Then I started from the moderator, and then I moved to doing the real thing, and then it was just constantly a process. So I did Insanity Max 30 for 60 days, and then I was like, okay, since I did it barely moderated, and now I'm gonna actually try to do the real thing. So I did, and it was awesome. Okay, so I felt like at that point when I was done, I loved Shanti so much. He was such a good trainer on Max 30. It was like every time you were about to give up or every time you were about to fail, he constantly like knew and said something to like continue to push you to move forward. So I loved that. So I wanted to see what other programs he had, and then I saw T25, which was a 25-minute workout, and it was basically a simpler version of Max 30, so definitely way less intense. So I did that, loved it, and then I was like, well, let me look at some other Beachbody programs, and then I saw 21 Day Fix. There was a bunch of advertisements for it being like the #1 Beachbody workout, and the most people loved it. So I bought that. I bought the DVDs and the container, like the food portion control containers and everything like that for that one, and I loved that. It was like so simple, and it was not intense, but you could make it intense by doing heavier weights, and I liked the idea of using weights too, so that was good. And then after that, I did 21 Day Fix Extreme because I was ready for something a little bit harder, and then I tried a little bit of Core de Force, which is an MMA style workout. Loved that. But all of the squats and the squat jumps, I kind of like, I needed a little break because my knees, I'm still overweight, so I'm having a harder time with my knees. And doing like squat jumps can be difficult, so I should have probably moderated that, but I was like so into it that I actually did the whole thing. So, but I loved that. That may be my favorite workout. Like the time just flies by. It's actually really fun. And then I tried Country Heat today. What I have, you can buy any of like the DVDs from their website or any of that, which is what I was doing. But For me, working out at home is so important because I work from home. I own my own business and my daughter stays with me during the day. So I needed to be able to work out at home and not go to the gym because she's not going to do the whole daycare at the gym thing. So I wanted to try that. And honestly, it's been like, talk about not having an excuse to not work out. When your home gym is like there in your face, you're gonna work out. Like, I have all the gym equipment and everything. Over time, I got like the best yoga mats, all the weights, treadmill and elliptical. So we have everything. But I always go back to the Beachbody workouts because they're always fun. The trainers are amazing, so motivating, and the best part too is, whatever workout you're doing, you can hashtag it on Instagram and see other people who are doing like literally the same workout as you that day. And it feels like you constantly have a team of people who are doing your workouts. So you can get the DVDs, but what I do is I stream it. There was like a deal they had for the whole year of unlimited workouts, whatever program you wanted, for $99. And I'm like, okay, that's super easy. That's an easy choice. Because I think I paid like $180 for Insanity Max 30 or something. I think T25 is like 40 or 50 bucks, but the whole kit for Max 30 was 130 bucks or something like that from the infomercial. Anyway, so the deal of streaming it, I do it on like the Apple TV or the Roku, or you can do it in an iPhone, computer. Streaming it online has been so easy and convenient for me. And then I also tried, I was drinking Shakeology for a while, pretty much the whole time until I started Whole30, because Whole30 specifically doesn't allow it. But I love Shakeology, which is their protein shake, and then Energize, which is their pre-workout. Their pre-workout is my favorite pre-workout because it's the only one that's not loaded with chemicals. When you buy just like the regular common brands, they have sucralose, red dye number 40, all these like really not great things. Anyway, so they have really like yucky ingredients as far as like chemicals and things like that. So as far as Energize, that's the cleanest list of ingredients. I think they even use stevia as their sweetener. So I love that. It's pretty pricey, but it ends up being worth it. So I would definitely recommend that. So I became a Beachbody coach, and I'm not doing anything with it. I became a Beachbody coach because it gives me discounts on my Shakeology and my Energize. But if you want to know more about the programs, or if you have any questions or anything like that, just let me know. I'm not going to push you into anything because I only became a coach for the discounts, but I'm more than happy to help if you have any questions or things like that. So just let me know. So that is what I did for my workouts. If you have any questions, let me know. And please like my video to support me and subscribe to my channel for updates.